And my interesting fact for this day, which I try and start with one of these, is that on this day in 1515, which is quite a long time ago, St. Theresa of Avila was born. Now, you may or may not have heard of her, but actually she had some amazingly profound experiences of Jesus, and she wrote them down as well. And she also wrote down some wonderful, almost like pithy sayings. One of them is this that I love. You pay God a compliment by asking great things of him. You pay God a compliment by asking great things of him. I guess that most of us really, we begin our discovery of prayer. We find ourselves in a situation where we want something, and so we ask God for it, and that's a very natural way to begin. And maybe after that we go on to explore something of that relationship with God that prayer offers. But I love St. Teresa's idea that praying for things is actually complimenting God. And the compliment we're paying him is this, that we're taking seriously what's revealed in the Bible, that he is above all, that he is the Lord of all, that he has power over all things. Now we find that stated most clearly in Ephesians chapter 1, where we read that Jesus is far above all rule, authority, power and dominion, and every name that is invoked, not only in the present age, but also in the one to come. And God placed all things under his feet. Now, when we actually believe that God can do this, it must move him. It must, indeed, as St. Teresa says, pay him a compliment. On these occasions, I'd like to give us a verse we can hold on to, a verse to take into the days ahead. And how about these words for this week? And the words to say as we sort of look to Jesus. God has placed all things under your feet. And I love it when we can perhaps use these words and tune them in with our breathing. As we breathe in, God has placed all things. And as you breathe out, under your feet. God has placed all things under your feet. And what these words are saying is this. If everything, that is, all the things that worry us, all the things that can pile up against us, if all these things are actually under the feet of Jesus, then they might seem to be above us and pushing us down, but they're not above him. And he has that ultimate power. What a compliment to pay him to believe in that God has placed all things under his feet.